Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister who helped us with this translation. The translation reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story? As anonymous. I never thought that I'll be here telling you this story, a total stranger. But I cannot keep it bottled up any longer. My name is Tande, not a real name, and I live in one of those upscale, secure estates in Gauteng. It's the kind of place where everything is just beautiful, and we try to make sure that everyone stay out of each other's businesses. Or so I thought. I have a dark secret. My secret is all about how I became a witch. A very powerful one at that. It all started with my husband's problem. Me and my husband, we had been married for 8 years, and our love life was not good. When I got married to my husband, I had the experience of how to make love to a man before. I had my own boyfriend from high school. We dated until university, sleeping with each other, and then I met my husband, who comes from a very wealthy family. I then chose to make a decision to dump the love of my life and to move on with my new love so that I can at least give myself a better chance and opportunity to a better life. And indeed, that is what I did. I got married to my husband, who had never made love to any woman before. He was just a mama's boy, a cheese boy. We went on our honeymoon. Things did not go according to plan. The man was weak in bed. But when we were on our honeymoon, I think it was a little bit better. When we returned back home, things really got so bad. I don't even know how he managed to impregnate me. I used to crave for sex for days upon days, until I told myself that I would buy toys, but it reached a point where I was just too tired, and I did not want to cheat on my husband because I was scared that if I get caught cheating on him, it will be the end. Indeed, it will be the end of me. So I kept on telling myself that maybe this is what other women are going through. Your husband suffering from erectile dysfunction disorder. A few months ago, things took a sudden turn. He could not perform anymore, like a curse falling over our home. Even though we went back to the doctors, but we had tried all the pills, even went to a traditional healer, but nothing was working. I was tired, and I just wanted to be able to make love to my husband whenever I wanted to. Then I met her. She moved into the estate a few months ago. When I saw her, I saw that anyone whom she will be speaking to, that person will just start to respect her. So I went to her house, introduced myself, but one thing about her is that I never saw her at the estate's community meetings or the typical social gatherings. But one of my friends kept on talking about her because she drives a very beautiful black car, always wearing expensive clothes. And there is something that is so magnetic about her. At that time, I did not know that it was the power of witchcraft. One day, I then found myself at her door again. I was nervous, unsure of what to say. She welcomed me in her home. I saw that it is very beautiful. We then sat down over a cup of tea. I then explained my husband's problem. She watched me. I expected her to laugh at me, but she simply nodded and she said, I can help you. Do you know that I can help you? Back home, my mom is a herbalist. So she then told me that she was going to assist me. She then started giving me some potions that I was supposed to use on my husband. She said that these were the charms that they use in her home country so that men can have powerful manhood and perform and last really long in bed. So I started using them, and when I used them on my husband, that night it was fire. The man did not give me rest. Me and my husband, for the first time in our lives, we made love all night. We did exactly 5 rounds, and I was happy. But I saw that if I did not use the charms on myself and on my husband, the problem will come back again. I returned back to this woman, and I told her that this was what was happening. She then told me that I had to buy a razor blade, methylated spirit, and I had to buy a black garment. This I had to find in those Indian shops that sell fabrics. So I went there and I purchased that 5-meter black garment as well as the methylated spirit. I bought some razor blades and I went to her home. She then took out her needle and she said that she wanted me to give her an old coin. I said, where am I going to get an old coin? She said that she wanted a 5-cent old coin so that she can assist me. You won't even believe it. I went around until I went to the location where my sister was staying. I walked around as if I was just relaxing my mind. I was looking for an old coin. As I was walking around, that was when I picked up an old 5-cent coin. And I then returned back to my sister's place, got into my car, and returned back home. I rushed straight to her place. And then she took that 5-cent coin and she made me to sit on top of that black garment that I had bought. And as I was holding that 5-cent coin, that was when she taught me things that I did not understand because she was speaking in Shona, her language. So I was following through, but in short, what she was making me to say were things like, with this money, this is the money that your ancestors recognize because that is the money that they used when they were still alive. I want you to give me some of your powers so that at least I can be okay and to solve the situation that I am facing in my marriage. She then came close to where I was. She knelt down and she accepted that 5-cent coin. After that, that was when she made me to remove my top that I was wearing, and then she started making some markings on my back using that razor blade. After that, I removed my bra. Then underneath my breasts, she had to make those markings. She told me that these markings, they were there for a reason. When I will fall pregnant, all my kids that I will give birth to after that ritual, automatically they will become witches through me breastfeeding them. That is the purpose of those markings that I have underneath my breasts. After that was done, that was when she told me that I am now okay. I can solve any problem all by myself. There is a spirit that will come to me to speak with me, and that spirit will tell me the herbs that I have to use on my husband. Yes, indeed. When I went to bed, I started having dreams. I will be walking in a forest being showed that if you dig up the roots of this tree, drink them, make your husband to drink them, then the erectile dysfunction will be gone. And I saw the transformation. My husband became okay. His manhood always had like a rock. Now he does not have that weakness in bed anymore. So this woman, she started calling me at night. At first I would hear her calling me, and then when I would wake up, I would just fall fast asleep again. But when I would wake up the next morning, I'll be extremely tired. Until one day I woke up and immediately I knew that we were at a graveyard. She was with me. Then she pointed at other women that were there, almost 20. And then they started welcoming me into their group. That is how I became a witch. So over the months, she has told me that I have to recruit others. I have recruited other women from our gated community. I started with my friends and I kept on recruiting other women. So now we are a group of witches in our gated community. So the last woman that I have recruited, the one that I never thought I would be able to make it to become a witch, she is a pastor's wife whom I'll call Pindi. She is someone who has a husband who has a very big church. So we have managed to get her on our side. Then we have one who is a politician's nephew. So what we have been doing is that we have been targeting the other women in our estate, those ones that are like Christians. We have been targeting them because we want to show them that their faith is not powerful. We are tempting them by making their children to have severe illnesses so that they are always at different doctors, because that is what our leader told us. Once their kids get so sick, then they would come to us and we will give them a solution, and after that we will be able to make them to become witches. Like currently there is this other woman, Nosipo, and she is a devout Christian. She even runs a soup kitchen. She does a lot of charity work. So we have started on her. She has a daughter and we have been making her to be so sick. We want her daughter to suffer from epilepsy so much that she is supposed to give up on her religion so that she can be part of our sisterhood. This is how I joined witchcraft. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister who gave us this translation.